In this video, we're going to look at some of the additional features of Art Bibliographies Modern that can help you to keep track of your research and keep on top of new literature. Most of these features can be accessed by creating a My Research account. A My Research account is an account that will work across all ProQuest databases and platforms. So that's whether you're using Art Bibliographies Modern, one of the other ProQuest databases, or some of our ProQuest ebooks as well. It will all be the same login. If you haven't already got a My Research account, you just create it by clicking on the little person silhouette in the top right and clicking on Create My Research Account. To create the account, you just need to provide an email address, and we recommend the university email, and a password. You then confirm your age, confirm your consent, and create account. There is a little thing down here about RefWorks, but we don't have RefWorks, so you're not going to want to be linking your account to a RefWorks account. After you've clicked on Create Account, they'll send you an email that you need to confirm, and then that will fully validate your My Research account. Once you've created a My Research account, you can then click on the little person icon in the top right to get to your My Research account. And in there you can access saved documents, saved searches, and alerts and other features. The first one we're going to look at now is saved documents. So saving documents is really simple, and it's useful, I suppose, if you are running searches and you just want to quickly put items you might be interested in into somewhere safe so that you can then go through them later at a different time. From your search results, you just need to select the items that you're interested in. And then in the top right, you'll see here Save to My Research. Once you've selected that, you can then choose where you want to save the item, and you can create a new folder if you like by clicking on Create a New Folder. That will give you the option to put the folder name in there. Alternatively, you can select a folder you've already created. So this is folders and files that exist in your My Research account, not on your computer. You then just click Save, and it will save the items. It might be worth clicking this box here, Deselect Items when done, otherwise it will keep those items selected. Once you've saved items to your My Research account, you'll see that those items have got a little button on them that tells you that you've already saved them, which is quite handy if you're not sure what you've saved and what you haven't saved. But to find your saved items, you just go to the person icon in the top right, click on Saved Documents, and that takes you to your online My Research folders where you can save all your items. You can also add notes to these items here just by clicking on Add Notes, and that will allow you to put some additional notes in about the item. At this stage, it's worth noting the little folder icon next to the person icon. The reason I'm showing you this is because you might think that this is where your documents are saved, and it is not. This is where any selections you make go to. So you can select a number of items, and you will note that as I just select the items, the number next to the folder goes up and up. The second function is about saving searches. So saved searches is useful for a few reasons. They're useful maybe if you're doing a literature review. They're useful if you've spent a lot of time crafting a search and you don't want to have to remember it or type it all in again. And they're useful if you want to save searches and then combine them later as well. Or maybe if you just want to remember what you've already looked for. So I've done a very simple search here for mythology and religion, To save this search, I just need to go to Save Search/Alert, which is just above the search results on the right. There's a little drop-down box there, and I can click on Save Search. That will then prompt me to give the search a name. And then I can add notes if I want to and save. And that then gets saved in the My Research area in Saved Searches. If you want to look at the results of any of these searches, you can then click on where it says searched for. Mythology and painting here, for example, has a link, and we can click on that to view the results. However, we can also do some extra things with these searches, and to be honest, most people aren't going to need to do this, but I'll show you how to do it anyway. And you can combine the searches in a couple of different ways, either by selecting them and using the buttons up here, or by typing in what you want to combine down here. So I'm going to combine these two searches that I did on different times, mythology and religion, and then maybe I was having a little bit of a brainwave and I thought, oh, well, let's look at mythology and painting as well. If I want to get a list only of the items that would turn up in both searches, so let's say we got 5 results for one of the searches, we got 5 results for the other search, but there's 2 articles that turn up in both sets of results. If we only want to get a list of the duplicates, the things that would turn up in either search, we can combine these searches with AND. And you can see here that this creates a new search with 403 results, and you can see at the top how it's combined those 2 searches. So all of these results would have mythology and painting in them, and they've also got mythology and religion in them. So this is kind of like the crossover between the 2 searches, the items that would turn up in both searches. The other way we can combine the searches is using OR. If we use OR, that will bring up all of the results that occur in either of the searches. If we use OR, what we're looking at is the combined results of both searches. So we would find all the items that are in the mythology and painting search, and then we would find all the items in the mythology and religion search. So it would be like the total of both of those searches. So we would expect to see a lot more results. And this has brought up 3,123 results, and you can see at the top there where it's combined the searches. So anything that's in that search or anything that's in this search, it's just put all of the results into the same box, and this is the box we're looking at here. This is the set of results. The third really useful function we have here is alerts. So what this will do is this will send us an alert when a new item comes into our search, and there's a couple of ways this can be useful. You'll note that on the searches, saved searches screen, you do have the option from there to create an alert. But I'm going to show you how to do it from your original search. So we've just done our mythology and painting search. Let's say that you're going to be looking into this thing for quite a while, and perhaps you want to get an alert every time something new is added to the database that would come up in this search. So you want to see new items relating to this search. To do that, you just go to the right hand side where it says Save Search Alert, click on the drop down and create an alert. The database will then give you the option to give the alert a name. It will remind you what the alert is for. You can then define your email a little bit more, so you can send it to yourself, but you can also send it to other people if you want to. You can give it a message, and then you can add in some additional things here. So you can tell it whether you want to include the search details or not. You can tell it whether you just want newly published documents only, or anything that has just been added to the database regardless of how old it is. You can then schedule your alert, and this one's the really important one. If you keep it on daily, for example, you're going to get a daily email with new items in, and that could drive you crazy depending on which search you're setting an alert for. But if you set it for monthly, for example, that sounds a bit more reasonable. Quarterly, if you're going to be looking into this for a really long time. You can also choose a period after which you want to stop, so that could be useful for some people. The default is that if there aren't any new items, it won't email you. But if you want to, you can tell it that you want to receive an email even if there aren't any new documents. So that would be an email that tells you basically there aren't any new documents. And then you just create the alert, and the alert's all set up there. To manage your alerts, you just go up into the little person icon, into the alerts section. You can see your alerts there. You can delete the alerts as well. You can also modify the alerts. So if you wanted to change the frequency of the alert, for example, you could do that here. You can also view the results of your alert. And if you want to delete it, you can just delete it there. However, there's one more use that I'd like to suggest to you for the alerts, and that would be to get alerts on publications. So if you were to do a search for a publication, once you're happy that the search results are reflecting the publication that you're interested in, you could then save an alert on that search. Put it on newly published documents only. So you've effectively set up an alert that's going to tell you when new items are in that journal. And that could be really helpful if there's a couple of journals that you like to keep on top of for your research. So just to clarify, in this video we've looked at document searching and saving documents, saving searches and combining searches with and or, and setting up alerts to keep on top of your research. There are a lot of other functions in ProQuest. These are the most useful ones, but it's definitely worth having a little look within ProQuest, but also having a look at some of the support documents which can be accessed in the top right via the support button to have a look and see what else you can do in the database.